Okay, so I figured I would do an introduction video or whatever to introduce myself. I don't know how to make this lower, give me a second here. There, this way it's kind of more direct and focus and face, whatever, I don't even know. So I'm doing a different scenery of just being outside. So I just wanted to do a quick introduction about myself. I know these kind of podcasts, everybody's professional and everything like that. I just kind of just did it. Okay, no plan, no nothing. And this is Sage. This is my border collie. So yeah, no plan, no nothing. No setup. If you know me very well, my name's Tana. Yes, this is Branded and Bougie. We'll come back to everything. But just a real quick, I'm just gonna be bouncing all over the place. Like I said, I really don't have a plan, okay? And like I was saying, if you know me very well, I'm just the type of person that just jumps. If I plan it out, it doesn't work out. If I don't plan it out and I just wing everything, it ends up working out for me. That's how it's been for me when I moved to Texas, New Mexico, and just certain things, if I jump, it works. And if I plan it out and everything like that, it doesn't work. Why is it like that? I don't know. My full name is Jitana, and everybody's like, what's the meaning of it? I don't know. I have no idea. As far as I know, it's either Indian, Native American, or it's Spanish, Mexican or whatever. But I'm thinking, because Texas is where my mom met this girl who had the name, and so Texas, Mexico, Native Americans, the Indians, so it's somewhere in there, and it means gypsy, and let me tell you, it fits me well. So about me, I'm born and raised in Arizona, and I was pretty much born on a horse. I grew up in cowboy church. I had a fun, unique lifestyle. I had cowboy church. My Uncle Coy was a pastor in the PRCA, and so that's how somehow, I don't know, it's just, everything was just so rodeo, dressed up in rodeo. I've always barrel raced. Rodeo life is all I know. And so, NFR, I was Sherry Servey. My sister was Charmaine James, only because her stuffed animal looks like Scamper, and mine looks like, I don't know, Charmaine's horse that she had at the time, but my horse looked like Sherry Servey's horse, and my sister's stuffed animal looked like Charmaine. So we would be Sherry Servey and Charmaine James, and that's how we had developed our obsession with the NFR, and I have always dreamed of going and competing, and that dream is still alive. So that's also the whole part of this podcast. And adventure, kind of a mixture thing, podcast, but also the road to my comeback rodeo life. I did 4-H FFA. I showed in 4-H and did horse judging in FFA, and showed Western Pleasure reining. And then I told my mom, I'm bored, I want to go back to barrel racing. So went back to barrel racing, did it all through high school, and then turned it up. And I was like, since I didn't do high school rodeo, I wanted to college rodeo. So I had my show horse, and I went into the big kid playground, and you know how a show horse is against these really high caliber barrel horses. I was not at the top of the list, okay? And I was totally fine with it, because I had some people let me borrow their horses, so I got to learn at a faster pace, more powerful horses, and I was very lucky to have had those people in my life. My mom had hair barrel horse, but we didn't really get along, so I just didn't really use them that much anymore. And then I really wanted to go to Texas. I said, I'm done. I went to CAC. I was there for 2 years, and I said, I'm going to Texas, and been out there for 10 years. and then like Texas and New Mexico. I lived in El Paso, and that's where, so I took the time off of barrel racing, and I lived in Las Cruces and Anthony, and I went back and forth. So, I have developed one of my friends back then, she was a model, and so she got me into modeling. And so we modeled in El Paso, and then did the Tecate promotion, like those promo girls that just walked around El Paso, and we bar hopped and everything like that. And so that's how I got into my modeling. I did Budweiser, Bud Light, and like all that kind of stuff. And so when I graduated from NMSU and I came back to Arizona, I met somebody who had a boutique and was looking for models, and so I continued and carried on my modeling career, I guess you could say, for like about a year. And then I was only out here for like 2 years. I've only lived in Arizona. When I came back from New Mexico, I came back here and I only lived out here for like 2 years, and of course I went right back to Texas. So yeah, like I carried on and went back and forth. I did so much modeling, and trying to get back into rodeo and everything like that. So I bought my bay mare, and then when I came back from when I came back from New Mexico, if you're to ask me where I live, I don't know. Arizona, New Mexico, Texas. It's one of those 3 states. And so that's, I mean, my computer is all jacked up. It thinks I'm in Texas. My phone thinks I live in Las Cruces still, and I don't know what zip code I live in. So, and it's so funny because I've lived in 4 towns that started with an S. And so, like, Stephenville, I'm not saying where I'm at right now, but, what's the freaking, Springtown, Stephenville, well, I guess not, yeah, like 3, and then the other one that I live in right now. And then I've lived in, like, Weatherford, like between Decatur and Stephenville. I lived all 3 over there. Loved it so much. But anyways, so I wanted to get back into rodeo because my mom's barrel horse retired. And so I wanted to start them off young, and I just wanted to, you know, get back into rodeo, start a horse from the ground up, because I was just kind of sketched up. Well, I didn't have a lot of money. So I just figured it was cheaper for me to start one. And so, she just turned 8 now, so, you know, I'm still trying to get back out there. Not working out so great. But the economy and everything just took a flop, and it's been a struggle ever since. I had my horse trailer, and I had it for a couple years, and then I had to sell it because, you know, the economy in 2019, it just took a crap. So I am literally starting all over. My saddle did not fit my horse. It was just rolling. My horse is Driftwood Freckles Playboy, so she has no withers at all. Like, she's just sheep. Okay, so if you know what those kind of horses are like, they are so fun to fit a saddle. So I just ride her bareback right now because that's the easiest thing for me to do to keep my progress going with her. And so I don't know what my dog is looking at in the window, and it's freaking me out because nobody's home and the curtains are moving. Whatever. And so that's why I keep looking over there, because I don't know what's going on. But anyways, so that's kind of like where I'm at right now, just trying to like speed up the story. Like I was saying before, like the idea for my podcast is to have a podcast and then just have me sit and talk, but I want to get more professional, obviously, have like the whole microphone and everything like that. But I just jumped at this, and so yeah, this wasn't really well planned. It was just I'm doing it and then I'll figure it out as I go, which is what's going on right now. So I want to do Western fashion talk on here. I want to obviously do rodeo talk. I want to hear everybody's stories, and with Teton Ridge just banning ship, like, that's gonna be a fun thing to talk about. But I don't know a whole lot about the Teton Ridge and the whole backstory, because I have been literally in my own little bubble lately, that I don't really know what all is going on in the rodeo world. So, but I feel like I picked a fun time to pick out a time to do my podcast. So, but like I was saying before, this is going to be fun. This is going to be podcast, and then it's going to be like my Western fashion. Like, I'm going to include my modeling. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but we're just going to figure it all out. And like I was saying before, I would like to have my friends come in and talk and hang out and chat. I think that'll be so much fun hearing other people's experiences and listen to their side on how they view rodeo and what their experience is on how they started it. And this is mostly also for everybody who's wanting to try to get back into rodeo, like me. We had to put it away for a while because we had to finish other things in our lives, and we just had to put rodeo on a back burner. And so now we're in a spot where we can gain momentum and go back up again. And I think it's just gonna be a really good motivator for everybody else out there who's kind of like on my level. Like, there's no really buckets or brackets, but this is just more so of this is how you do it. Everybody's learning as they go. This is what it looks like at ground zero to get back into the performance and performing in front of like 1,000+ people, which I absolutely loved. College rodeo was literally, even though I never won anything, I was never at the top, but what I got was the experience, and that's the main reason why I did it, was because I wanted to know the actual rodeo experience, because I never actually got to experience the actual traveling and the actual rodeo. Like, I got fined because my horse took a tour of the arena. I got fined because my hat came off. I got fined because I didn't go into the grand entry. And no, I did not pay for it. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Nobody told me this is what I was supposed to do, so I never paid for any of my fees. I was like, no, we're not doing that. But I met so many great people, and I talked to some of them still. And so I just love the rodeo community. I do feel like you are in buckets in rodeo. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but I really do feel like it's like high school. Like, you're here, like you got these group of people, then there's these people, there's these people who are in between, and then here's these people and these people, and then you have these people up here, then you have these people in the third row trying to get to the, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's 4 brackets and everybody just kind of falls in between, and then that's just kind of like where they hang out at. So that's like my opinion. That's how I see rodeo, but I haven't rodeoed in like 10 years, so I don't know. It could be completely different than what it was when I was doing it. But I feel like everybody you can tell whose true intentions are and who is there. Like, you can just tell. Then you have those people who you're like, you're here for the seriousness, you're here to help. You give advice, but you're like you know what I mean? Like, everybody's got buckets, and you have the levels, and then you have the people who are just, you know, all the things. So I feel like, you know, I don't know, like, it's interesting. It's kind of like high school all over again, how everybody has their bubbles and everything like that, and then they all have their cliques and everything, but they all are friends. Like, it's like your senior year in high school. Like, you're all just become friends with everybody, but you still have your cliques, if that makes sense, because that's how it looks like to me. But I don't know. I'm running out of juice here because I'm just winging everything, but I'll have more lined out ways on how this is gonna look. Which is gonna be also cool too, is you're gonna see the very, very beginning of this and the very, very beginning of everything of me trying to get back into rodeo. And so I think it's gonna be really cool to see, like, literally the ground zero, no truck, no horse trailer, trying to get a new saddle, to getting the saddle, getting my truck again, getting my horse trailer again, and going to jackpots and everything like that, and time onlys, and just really going from the bottom, and then just hopefully making my way up to the top. I have like a 3-year plan and all that kind of stuff, which I'll talk about in another time. But I feel like having other people and stuff like come and talk here with me, I'll be able to like engage more. But like, it's kind of weird talking to myself with a camera in front of me, and I don't really have anybody to bounce off anything or like memories or anything like that. But I just wanted to do like a quick for me video of kind of like the guidelines of this thing. It's really open. Like, I don't really have a set, like, we're just gonna sit here and talk. Like, no, I'm gonna have, like, it's just gonna be different. Podcast is gonna be more like the podcast, and then, you know, everything else is just gonna be for the fun of it. So thanks if you watched this whole entire video for this 15 minutes plus. I really do appreciate you guys watching and wanting to grow and interact with me. And I think it's going to be really cool. I really do appreciate everybody jumping on board and just and I don't even know what the word is, the involvement with everybody. I think it's really cool, and the excitement that everybody has with me about this is really, really cool. But yeah, if you've made it this far, thanks. Tell your friends. I don't know. You guys want to see how dorky I am? It gets pretty bad. Especially when I have other people. Especially when I go on the rodeo road. It's awful. I have rodeo stories too, but I'm not going to share them right now. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I don't really have anything else to talk about, really. But I just want to say thank you so much for following. If you're following, thank you very much. If you made it this far again, thank you very much. And we shall see you guys on the next one.